Hello, my name is Mariko. I'm the international coordinator for this year. So if you haven't already heard, our international project of this year is called The Answer is the Sun. So before I go into explaining the project, I just want to tell you how I came up with the title of this project. So last year I took environmental science, and I had this really amazing AP environmental science teacher, we call that APES. And her name is Dr. Griffith, and she would always joke, if we ever didn't know the answer to a question on the test, we should just write down the sun, because ultimately, that is always the answer. So therefore, the answer is the sun. So this project has a very heavy environmental influence. We use fossil fuels in our society. They're very ingrained in our daily lives. We know, I'm pretty sure most of you realize that fossil fuels are not good. We are running out of them very quickly. So our future is solar energy. However, it's very hard for us in the United States to switch directly to solar because of our habits and how dependent we are on them. So while we are slowly trying to make the switch, it is important for us to help developing nations leapfrog over fossil fuels and directly to solar energies on the dawn of their industrialized era. So that's my environmental science teacher. I was actually the one who gave me this idea, and when I found out as international coordinator, I decided that Interact as a whole, this would be a great aspect that Interact can tackle. So when we were looking for an organization, we found Trust in Education. They're a local grassroots located in Lafayette, California. And one of their aspects to their organization was to send solar cookits to Afghanistan. So this year we're partnering with them and to send these solar cookits. Afghanistan is very well suited for solar technologies. A solar cookie is a solar oven. It is a cardboard cutout that's folded up on the edges, and it has a reflective material on the inside. The sun shines off of that material into the center and warms up the meal inside. The sun shines 300 days a year in Afghanistan. It can work rain or shine as long as the sun is out. Families in Afghanistan right now are using wood fires that they mainly operate around. These wood fires are very expensive. Generally these families live off of a budget of about $2 or less a day, and wood, they just cannot afford that. These solar cookits have reportedly saved these families about 40 cents a day. 40 cents out of a $2 a day budget, that's amazing. Also, these wood fires are very hazardous, especially for women and children who spend most of their time working around these fires. About 2 million deaths occur a year due to smoke inhalation in Afghanistan. Not to mention that along the environmental track, that wood causes deforestation, which eventually causes erosion, and then we lose our trees and our oxygen supply around the world. So this year, Interactors, we have set the goal of 5,170 cookits for District 5170. That we projected that to be about $77,550. So to this day, we're about at $40,000 or $45,000. So we're well on our way to that. As another aspect to this project, we decided to add a new, more hands-on element so interactors can see where their money is going to and understand the cause that they are fundraising and spending time working on. So we have had one building workshop so far in Area 5 in the Centerville Community Center in San Jose. It went very well. We had about 65 people in attendance, or like 70 people in attendance, and we made 65 solar cookits. So obviously we will not be able to make the 5,170 cookits that we are sending, but it works out because Trust in Education are sending the rest of the supplies of all the cookits that we cannot create, and the security guards at the refugee camps will then create the rest of them. So we have a couple more building workshops coming up. Our next one is next weekend in San Leandro at the Boys and Girls Club for Area 1 and 2 combined. Then after that, it is at the Mount Pleasant High School in Area 6 on April 13th, which is a Sunday. So after these, so generally how these building workshops work is students go to their local Pete's coffee stores and ask for their leftover Mylar bags. The Mylar bags are the bean bags that you generally use. And when opened up, it's a nice, sturdy, reflective material which works for this cook-it. So we're recycling materials in our process of creating the cook-it. So students go about once a week to collect the Mylar. Once they have the Mylar, they bring it to the workshop. We cut it open and we clean it out so there's no beans or gross residue on there. And then they cut out the Mylar bags into the shape of a pattern, because the cook-it, Jack, who designed this cook-it, he split it up into different sections. So we have a pattern per section that fits the shape of a Mylar bag. So we cut out that, and then we eventually staple it all on. So it's about 300 staples per cook-it, but it's a long but rewarding process. So after these cook-its are sent to Afghanistan, the families there have a 2-day sort of informational how to use the cook-it session with the security guards who work there. So couples come, they learn how to heat up water in their food using the cook-it. Water is also heating up the water is a very important aspect, and if that's the only thing that they use it for, our mission is still accomplished. A lot of people, the water is not safe to drink, so by heating up, and then we also provide a WAPI, a water pasteurized indicator, and that pasteurization indicator, and then people can make sure that their water is safe to drink. And then once they're used, and they can bring it back to their lives and use it for, I'm pretty sure they last quite a while, so from however long it lasts. Yes. So interactors, I've gotten a lot of very good feedback so far, and I know other people on DC have mentioned it to me as well. A lot of people are very excited to see what exactly their work is going to, all their efforts in raising money is going to, and to see the actual cook-it and how it can change our lives, as well as these Afghanistan families. So we are going out to empower change. After all, the answer is the sun.